Hey, welcome back to another episode for Life for Living Well. My name is Richard. Before I dive into the topic I have for this week, I'd like to quickly say if you'd like to know one or two things about Life for Living Well community, you can check it out on our website at www.lifeforlivingwell.com. And if you also like to receive weekly article that will release every week, you can sign up by just register with your email address and you will be one of the people that receive weekly article regarding each podcast that we release every week. Without taking much of your time, let's dive into it. So the topic this week is what I call one major sign of maturity. Yes, there are many attributes that you can associate with individuals that we classify as mature. But there's one particular sign that you should look out for that male can help you to identify a mature individual. As we normally do, we take one individual word or quote to open up the podcast and then we build around it. So for this week, I'm taking from Lowe. So I put it this way. I think part of maturity is knowing who you are. That is way raw define maturity. If you ask somebody else, they will have a different meaning, different definition for what is maturity means to them. And even you that listen to me right now, you might even have a totally different interpretation of what is classified as maturity. Society itself defines what is being mature should look like. But you might be forgiving if you assume that maturity is solemnly a physical attribute. You have a mustache, or you have a grown-up ear, you're taking care of yourself, you pay your bills. Many people fall into this limited belief. And what often happens is they overlook the character and values that define a true maturity. So example of values that I'm referring to here is honesty, integrity, patience, and to an extent tolerance. Developing into a well-mature individual can be challenging, especially in a society where you feel pressure to become someone else. And it is no wonder that many people go to great lengths to create an illusion of who they are. It's one of the Lionel Richie's songs. The lyrics, I don't fully remember all of it. He sang it this way. Everyone wants him to be certain way, someone. And he asks question, who you want to be. And part of maturity is to know who you are to an extent. Define exactly what governs your own life. Unfortunately, this facade often remains hidden until you actually live with that person or work closely with individuals that lack maturity. So before appreciating the value of maturity, it is important to recognize how immaturity manifests in various situations, and I will quickly go through it with in this podcast before we get into the one sign that shows someone is mature. So, what are the signs of immaturity? Have you ever seen a fully grown adult throwing tantrums and blaming everyone else for their behavior? Have you seen them in supermarket, in social place, in the community, even in the streets? Being in a relationship with an immature individual can be very damaging to everyone involved. Immature people often disregard the physical, emotional, and psychological boundaries necessary for healthy relationships. They don't know where they end, so they won't respect where you start, where your own boundaries start. They think what is belong to them is their own thing. And they also think that what is belong to you is also part of things that belong to them. So what happens when there's a pushback? They draw you into their drama or toxicity. So there are many areas in life where immaturity can rear its ugly head, often creating significant havoc. People who grow up in an environment with immature individuals may go through life unaware of the damage it has caused them. This brings us to the key point of this podcast. One sign of maturity that encapsulates all other traits of a mature person is accountability. Accountability is one of the hardest concepts to grasp. And why is that? It is the cornerstone of all other attributes associated with maturity. Though society often discourages us, so if you think about it, society often encourages us to find excuses and scapegoats for our predicament. Some people blame the government or politicians for the lack of money in their life. But why are others are able to succeed financially? Have you tried to ask them? Like our forefathers, we tend to find someone to blame for the choices we have made or the choices we have failed to take. We make excuses for why we cannot achieve something. When you take responsibility for your life, dreams, and goals, you no longer have the capacity to hold others responsible for your choices and results. So it is tough, often lonely, and sometimes painful. So no wonder people avoid it. As Tim Stories once said, tough times don't last, but tough people do. Are you can see yourself as a tough person? So little things like doing what you say you will do and intentionally holding yourself accountable for your actions can make a big difference. Let your values guide you and you will shine from within. You can see these mature individuals all around you, whether through their books, in the media, or if you're lucky, among your family members and friends. I hope this message helps someone. Until we meet again, please stay safe and have a wonderful week. Ciao.